Hi, everybody. I want to address the story we did the other day about the Liberty County, Georgia Sheriff's Department and Canine Kona. Remember this? Dropped off at a local animal shelter. She's a retired canine of just 5 months and dropped off at the shelter by our former handler. We reported that story. And at the same time, we also reported about another investigation that's in progress at the Liberty County Sheriff's Office about two former supervisors from the Sheriff's Office of the Canine Unit, where I've been told that an outside agency came to do their recertification for 3 active canines. And the training was, as I'm told, not deemed thorough enough, and the certifications were considered false and or inactive. So as a result, the Sheriff's Office got in touch with the Georgia Bureau of Investigations to investigate, to make sure there were no laws broken regarding the 2-hour training certification. In that story, we mentioned both former officer Corey Nadeau and former officer David Abbgy now being investigated for this. But instead, we said they were reportedly being investigated for animal neglect. Obviously, a big mistake and an error on our part, an error I will take complete responsibility and ownership for. That's why I'm making this video. To think that 2 animal advocates, just like me and maybe you too, who would do anything for an animal, are now getting a ton of backlash themselves is terrible. And I can't even think of any other words. And I would never wish that on anyone except for those who do anything wrong to our 4-legged friends and family members. I've been, I've been advocating for animals for years and used the TV platform that I worked for 30 years to network animals, expose people who are accused and or convicted of animal abuse, and also work with lawmakers to put teeth into bills to protect our 4-legged friends and to make the legislation. And that said, we always double check our work. In this case, it fell through the cracks. When we said that Nadeau and Abbgy were reportedly being investigated for criminal animal neglect, we should have said reportedly being investigated for proper canine recertifications or forgery. This was in no way meant to be harmful. It obviously, though, caused a whole lot of backlash for the 2 officers and people now questioning and judging their love for animals because of the report. We know now that efforts were made by Officer Nadeau and others to make sure Canine Kona was going to be okay when she was dropped off that day. And within a day, she had a whole new home from a former canine handler who just recently lost his canine to cancer. And with that said, to hear from the relatives in questioning their animal advocacy is disheartening, to say the least. I ask that any of you who watched the video and had negative things to say about these 2 officers, not the one who dropped the animal off. With that now said, I hope that your opinions about these 2 men change. I would never want to be seen as a person who is reportedly under investigation for animal neglect. And again, I'm deeply sorry for these 2 animal advocates. And if you know me, you know I am. Also, for those of you who consistently watch my videos, you always hear me say, have your voice heard. I give you the information you need, like the district attorney's number or other people in power. So this is also an apology to the district attorney's office as well for having to take phone calls. People might have come in or, sending emails while they have other cases to work on. I didn't have to make this video, but I felt it had to be done. I had to do it because sometimes when we use our voices for the voiceless, we're so passionate and we do anything for the animals. And that voice can make a mistake, just like I did. We're learning from this, keeping it at the front of our mind to ensure accuracy and do our best, like always, to make sure our facts are straight, just as we have done for years. And for those of you who've been following me for years, thank you, and you know that. And for now, I just want to say thank you for watching this, for hearing this, and understanding.